Hey, good evening. Welcome back. I'm Annette. I'm your host here at Word on the Curb. We are a bit behind schedule tonight, so my apologies. But for those of you who will join us now or later, welcome. We appreciate you. Please see us on YouTube, subscribe, hit the like, share, and ring the bell. We appreciate it. You can also see us on Facebook at Word on the Curb and what Trenton really makes in the Black Girls Locker Room. I want to remind you all to hydrate. Tonight is blueberry water for me. Hydrate, eat fruit, moisturize your feet, hands, and face, and mind your business. That's important. So, welcome. We have a guest or two who will be joining us shortly. But before they do, here's what I'd like to say. Listen, trauma is real. I know because I've experienced it and I'm still experiencing some trauma with some situations. And I am dealing with it the best I can. It's a physical trauma, some physical things that I'm going through that are not always comfortable. And so, whatever you're going through, what I want you to know tonight, I'd like you to know that whatever it is, just hang in there and don't give up. Just don't give up. It's not going to be easy. It's never easy. When you're in pain, pain is pain. And you deal with it the best way you can. And sometimes you just do nothing. Just depends on how you're feeling and what you're going through. So I'm struggling a little bit tonight, but I appreciate you being here. We are waiting for Charity Lee from Dates Galore. And our topic tonight is the question is, what are your non negotiables when dating? And so we're here and we're prepared to go. In the meantime, as I often do, I'd like to shout out some small businesses tonight. I want to begin, of course, with my sponsor, the Ingram Kingdom Mobile Kitchen, Jasna and Derek Ingram. I'd like to shout out the Big Easy. They're doing big things, you know, go big and don't quit. I think that's the motto they have on the wall. But they're doing some really phenomenal things. I'd like to shout out Mitzi Hightower Teal, who's doing a phenomenal job at Dreammaker Studio to help those of us who can't stretch the way we want to and can't work out the way we want to, who helps us, like learn to move a little bit more because it's not always easy. And I'd like to also shout out Royal Cakes. I have not had a chance to visit you, but I promise you I am coming. I am absolutely coming. I'd like to shout out the bookstore downtown, Eric Mayard, who is doing a phenomenal job with classic books. And through it all, he has persevered, and that business continues to run. So, Eric, good luck. Keep going. I want to say also, I always have to take the opportunity to talk about this. Listen, you have to vote. You have to vote. Do your own homework. There's no good reason for you not to vote, ever. So please remember to vote. If you're registered, if you're not registered, get registered. If you have moved, change your address, but vote. Either vote or be silenced. It's your option. But voting is so very, very important. We're not going to be long tonight because my back is not going to tolerate it. But we're going to get some good stuff in. And here she is. Hello, Charity.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, thank you. I appreciate you jumping on, even though there were some challenges on my end. I appreciate you always being prepared. And girl, you're wearing
Well,
that hair. You're wearing that hair.
thank you. I had a
So
little difficulty, so I'm like kind of like holding my phone,
that's okay.
just trying to log it in on the computer.
Take your time. We're here. We've already introduced. You have some guests who are already in here. But
Hey, folks,
as we get
how are
started,
you?
I am well, thank you. It's so good to have you here. Tell
I'm
us
glad to be here.
who you are and what you do.
My name is Charity, and I am a dating consultant. I create experiences for folks to go out on dates. I also do some dating coaching for daters who want to resolve certain issues and get receive feedback from me.
That's pretty cool. What's the name of it?
The brand name is Dates Galore.
Yes. And so we're going to keep talking about dates galore
Okay.
because you're broadcasting not just to Facebook, but to YouTube as well. So
Oh yeah, you can find me on YouTube.
that's right. Dates galore is on YouTube. So let's kick it a little bit. I have a question. I have a few questions actually.
Well, I
So
hope I have a few good answers.
I'm sure you will. It's your area of expertise. What do you think is the biggest challenge with dating? Before we get to
Mm.
our main question about non negotiables, what do you think is the biggest challenge? Why do you think it's so difficult for people to date?
A lot of time people aren't honest with themselves. They
Mm,
don't know their purpose of dating. And when
okay.
you don't know your purpose of dating, it causes confusion for you and also the other dater. So the first thing you want to do is be clear and
Mm-hmm.
honest with yourself as to why you're dating.
Okay. Okay.
And
And
and there's no wrong answers.
I have a gift for you. I typically gift my guests, and what I typically gift, I'm not able to gift you. So I have another little package for you that I'm going to meet
Oh,
up with and share with you. And it should be exciting because it's a card game where you scratch off different ideas about dates. So that's something you might
oh,
be able to
okay.
use. Okay. And then there's also a couples chat card game as well,
Hmm.
where they ask
Interesting.
each other questions, and I think it's pretty cool. But let's get to the
Yeah,
good part.
conversational cards, right?
Yeah, yeah. Let's
I
talk
love
about
those.
non-negotiables in dating.
Okay.
So for
What
me,
mhm.
I have a few, and then the floor is all yours. Okay.
Okay.
A few of my non-negotiables, just a few, is I want to date a man with good character. He has to have good character. He has to know who he is. He has to be spiritually grounded. I didn't say religious, I said spiritually grounded and know who he is and what he wants. That's important. How he treats
Yeah.
his mother and sisters is equally as important for me because it's going to tell me a lot about him. If he's had any trauma in the past, bad relationships, he has to deal with them.
Mhm. How do you know if he's dealt with them? Because that gets a little tricky.
Yeah, it does. But people's
Yeah.
behaviors, I posted something the other day that said, your behaviors are actually reflective of your trauma. And most people don't realize that. They don't realize that, and this comes from 40 years of social work and tons of certified training. Okay. Most people, and as a coach and mentor for years, most people don't realize that your behavior speaks volumes about who you are. And as much as
Yes.
folks might try to hide it, it's undisputable. For example,
Mm-hmm.
if somebody says, I've been in conversations with women before and they say, I don't trust women, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
a mirror moment for me. Why don't you trust women? Are you untrustworthy? Have you seen such bad behavior that it traumatized you that you've now grouped all women into one spot? I don't trust men. Why? What happened? Our behavior is a reflection of the exact age that our trauma happened at. And that's not overall, it's in those particular areas with trust, with being honest, telling the truth, being open, being able to communicate with people. Whenever we've been traumatized, and many of us have, self included in some areas, if you don't deal with that trauma, it comes through in your behavior. So those are non-negotiables for me. If I'm with a man, for example, I went on a date with a man who shall remain nameless, and he drove
Mm-hmm.
like a maniac. When I say a maniac, total disregard for the fact that there was a passenger in the car. Total
Okay.
disregard. That tells me that he's either showing off, has a need to show off, or is immature and inappropriate because we could have been killed, literally.
Oh yeah.
Almost
Honey, I don't
driving
play
into
with.
dividers, and then saying,
Mm-mm.
why are you holding on to the strap? You shouldn't be holding on to the strap. Hey, John Day, if I ask you out for dinner, is that a date? Yeah.
Oh, come on in the room now, John.
Yeah. Come on,
You
John Day.
tell
Bring it.
me.
Bring it.
If you ask a lady out, I would say yes. That's a date, right?
Absolutely a date.
Why else would you be asking her?
Now, if you get together and you both say, hey, let's hook up, and you agree to it, then you can negotiate some of that. But if you ask somebody out to dinner, it is in fact a date, and you should be prepared to pay.
Oh yeah, that was my next question that I wanted to ask John. Did he ask the question that he wanted the answer to? Because if you ask someone out to dinner, that means you want to be in that person's company, right? At minimum. So, yeah, I would say it's a date. Now, should you be paying? I'm going to go with Miss Annette. Like, if you're the one who offered, then I would think that you would be the one that's paying.
He says, what if we are friends? It's still a date. It's still a date. It doesn't have to be a romantic date, so you didn't ask that question, but it's still a date.
Hmm. So, like, you want to just get, catch up and go grab dinner? Or are we just like saying it like, let's go grab dinner and let's catch up, John?
He says, he hasn't responded yet, but Rushan, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He says, yo, Annette, I love that show. Keep this work up, sis. Thank you, Rushan. And then he says, I also love hearing you on Trenton Waves. Yeah, I love being on Trenton Waves. Laugh out loud. And then he says, can men and women be friends? Yeah, they absolutely can. They absolutely can be friends. Men and women can be friends. That's a question, Charity. Can men and women just be
Oh
friends?
my God.
Rushan
Is my
says,
dad
I don't think so. I say yes.
You say yes. My father says no.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think what we have to ask is for how long,
Mm.
because people can, court each other and it not work out, and then you can go back to being friends and vice versa.
Right.
So, like, if you have interest, if one party has interest in the other party, then what's up. That's not no little friendship thing.
Listen, so, you know, I think part of the problem, and we can delve into this too, Charity. People put their heads in beds before they know the people.
Mm, yes,
Okay.
it
Dropping
is.
the head in the bed is usually what creates problems. And sometimes friends are sleeping friends and claim friendship. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I've seen it happen before. I
Right.
think
And all of this is okay though. All of
it
this
is
is
okay.
okay. It goes back to like what's your purpose of dating? You have to start from that, right?
Rushan says there's always the sex thing, though.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
What are you saying? Like it's always the sex thing in terms of like just being friends, men and women just being friends. Like
Be-
if you're attracted to your friend, then it's like, I don't know. Then
that's a good
you,
question, Rushan, because he doesn't believe, as your dad,
yeah,
that men and women can be friends. And he says, there's always the sex thing. Sex is a
yeah,
big part of dating now, more than it's ever been before. Between
yeah.
friends, between foes, between I think that's a legitimate statement that Rashawn has made because sex plays a big role in dating today. Most people
Mm-hmm.
who are dating tend to get into entanglements. What do you think?
Mm. Entanglements. That's a different type of relationship, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because like Rashawn is making the point. He says, John, you can have intellectual combos with men. Come on, man. That's Rashawn responding to John. John
Oh,
Day
okay.
says it's
John
just to
is not
have,
feeling it.
John is saying it's just to have intellectual conversations. Rashawn responded that there's always sex, though. They can't be friends, no way. And then he says, Rushan responds to John and says, man, you can have pretty much the same conversations with men.
Yeah, man, like if you're not attracted to your friend, then you can remain friends, but it's an issue when one party feels a different way than the other party. So that it makes it uncomfortable. They might make a pass and then now you're saying no, or maybe it's a go in the heat of the moment. So
Hmm.
I
The
don't
heat of the
know.
moment.
And then
Okay.
does that mean we're still friends if we slept together? Like, is that okay? Like, whenever I'm speaking with daters, I'm with
Mm,
whatever you with. You understand what I'm saying? So when
that's
people
right.
come to me and I'm coaching them, I'm not trying to change anyone's mind. I'm not trying to create this standard. I'm working with them to help them get to their goals. So if it's okay with you, that's what it is.
Rashawn says, the guy friend may not start it, but he'll always say yes. I guess that's to Rashawn, is that to sex? He'll always say yes to sex. And then he
Oh,
said,
Sean
no.
Baker giving it up no matter what.
Yeah. Rashawn says, no, not okay. Men and women cannot be friends. And John says, but some females jump to think it's about sex. Well, John, to Rashawn's point, what do you think? Charity, you already agree that they can't be. Charity and I are not on the same page with this. I say I believe men and women can be friends as long as they're honest about it. If they
I
go
think it's
into
a matter of time. Like it's a timing thing. For a while they could be friends. Like I don't know. I I can't call it. I really can't. Now I have some friends that I've never slept with, never been in a relationship with,
Mhm.
and but there's always the future. I say that today. What about tomorrow? Might be a different thing, and I'm not gonna call you up, Mr. Net, because you already said right that
I
we
already
could be
said,
friends, right?
I believe you. Rushan says, nope, never, period. I'm calling it. No. So he's very clear about it, Rashawn. I respect that. But I have male
Why though?
friends that not only have I never slept with, I wouldn't even consider it. It's not even
Hello?
it's not even a consideration for me. And I'm
Right.
clear about it right from the rip. One of my best friends is a male, John
Okay.
Rains.
Mm-hmm.
Never in a million years, not on his part or on mine. It never even been a thought. He talks to me like I'm his sister. I talk to him like he's my brother. And that's exactly how I look at him. And I probably
How
should be.
long have y'all been friends?
We've been friends. I met him through my husband, who is now deceased. And we've been
Okay.
friends for over 20 some odd years.
Okay.
We have dinner together. We'll go to different events together. His
Mm-hmm.
significant other is my cousin. And I'm telling you, we're just super cool. But again, Rushan, to your point, and to John's, and yours as well, Charity, it depends on how you go into it and where your frame of thinking is. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to say that people don't. I said it. Sex is a big part of what people do nowadays. It's not a big part of what I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No,
Sex is a it's a very big part of a relationship.
I think that putting the head in the bed before you know what's in the head. This one opens
Mm-hmm.
people up to all the trauma and drama they're having right now. You don't
Yeah.
even know who you're sleeping with,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
so I think Rushan. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rushan. He says, I can be friends with my girl's friend, but never without my girlfriend there, never alone. Well, Sean, I think I have to ask you, do you trust yourself or do you not trust the girls? Which one is it?
Mm.
Because, see, I trust myself. I know what I'm capable of, I know what I'll do and what I won't do.
Well, I don't know. Like being friends with your girlfriend's friend, that may be come across inappropriate, right?
At some point, it absolutely could.
Like,
John
why
Day
would y'all be
says,
spending time like going to bust a grub and that's your girl's girlfriend?
John Day said, I have friends, female friends, that wanted to get with me, but I wanted to keep it as friends. Well, kudos to you,
Yeah.
John,
Yeah.
because I think Rashawn makes a good point when he says, rarely does a man turn it down. Rarely. They
Yeah.
don't even have to like her. Or
Right.
nowadays, they don't even have to like him.
Oh,
Yeah, I went there. They
yeah.
don't.
No, nor does he have to be attracted to her, right? So
Right.
like, is it because you're in a relationship that you turn her down? Or you're interested in someone else? Like, what gets you to turn her down?
That's a question for you, John Day. What gets you to turn it down? My look, my main man is here. Hold up. My main
You got
dude is
some
here.
company. Oh my gosh. Oh
Come
my
on,
gosh.
Winston.
What's up, y'all?
We got a little noise up in here tonight.
Yeah, I had
We're
Hey,
talking about
Winston.
to
dating.
stop by to show my girls some love. What's up, y'all? How you guys doing? How you gals doing?
We us women are doing great. We're talking about dating, and we have two men in the comments who are speaking to whether you can be friends with a female or not. Rashawn's Mr. Taylor says no.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Day says yes. He has friends
Mm-hmm.
that he I guess that wanted to get with him and he
Mm,
didn't. So that's what we're talking about keeping the main thing, because the reality of it is, Winston,
Right.
in dating, sex is a big deal. Unfortunately, that's what usually happens first before they get to know who the person is. Charity.
Right.
yes, that is something that happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually it lead. I don't know. You guys wanted me to say something on it? I don't know.
Oh, we know
Absolutely.
where it
Come on.
leads.
Oh,
Of
okay.
course. You're live.
Yeah. usually it usually, but you can have you can have friends, but opposite sex is it kind of supposed to. It's like God. That's what how God created it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And it kind of leads to sex. You feel me? Being friends, being friends, and but it is some people who never had it. They probably never came around to the chance of getting to it. But it actually, yeah, it happened.
And
It happened.
people who never had sex or never had friendships.
Had sex. If they did not have friendships, most likely most dudes won't be around you if he's not your friend. He might hire by you, duck. He might either hire by you, duck out on you, uh, just not be visible. Most
Hmm.
have to. If you're friends, you kind of have to be, where most people go to work and they're friends through work. But it's not always sexual, but it lead to it because I know married couples who all know each other, stuff like that, and it don't go that way maybe, but it can go that way. It's a different mathematic, like it can go that way, but it don't always go that way. It don't always go the sex route. They don't always go the sex route, but a lot of times it do. More time, I mean, I know it is going that route a lot more than at least the dude have it on his damn mind. At least the guy do. Girls,
John says that after the first date, both after that first date, I can tell if she's grown up enough or is she a liability. Wait, John, I'm a little bit confused here now.
Yeah. Yeah, because if we're calling it a date, then you guys aren't friends. And I guess it's more so like the
yeah,
question is like, can we have a friendship after having sex?
yeah,
Because if both parties is consenting, then there's no real issue.
right.
I don't think people can really be friends after being intimate. That's my position now.
Mm.
John
Mm.
says dudes like that are late bloomers if you're used to females. I don't understand.
He's saying dudes like that, it's like he dudes like that are like they don't know the game early. Like they don't know the game early. Like they late bloomers. For,
What game?
um, like the being like that friend game, like the friend game. He's saying it's late. It's late if he ain't hit it yet. Like if you ain't get to it yet. Like if he ain't, you know what I mean? Yeah, if you haven't got to it early, you say they late bloomers, like all of, because that's who usually get. You ever heard the saying um um like the latest, no, not the latest, the last guy, if you come in and last or something, like he gets the first dude gets everything, the last dude gets all the headache and shit like that. I mean,
Okay, so John
Oh.
says he doesn't look at every female for sex.
who said dude guys don't?
John Day says
Uh-huh.
he does not look at every female for sex.
Yeah, if a
That's good
be in a balanced mind
And you
state,
shouldn't.
because you're not attracted to everyone, right,
Right.
John? So I wouldn't think that you would.
right.
That's right.
And so is that the kind of person that you can have a friendship with? Because see, once again, if you're not attracted to that person, you could go all day.
Okay.
But
I got Vito over here performing. She only performs when the camera goes on.
Okay.
read that.
So, Charity,
Yes.
if I came to you and said, my significant other does not think I should, uh, I can have male friends
Mm,
work with me and him.
mm. Whoa. What you want me to do? because you in a relationship with that person. And
That's
if
right.
that person is not comfortable with it, we have to like find out why you insist on continuing the relationship with a party outside of the relationship.
Right. That's right.
Maybe things aren't really there that you want. Like we need to review your needs and your wants, because that's usually something that people make adjustments for, right? Their partners.
Right. That's right.
So
That's
if
right.
you want to continue that relationship, that's what
Yeah.
I would think would need to be done.
That's great advice.
Mm-hmm.
That's great advice if you want to continue the relationship. John says that no, if you had sex at a late age, you try to hit everything. I don't know if
Mm,
I
I
agree with that,
hear
John. That's
that,
interesting,
John.
but it's from the male's perspective, so I respect it.
Yeah. Sometimes,
He
Mm,
sometimes.
said, "I'm telling all, most men look at women sexually." That's what John says.
Yep.
mm-hmm.
Not all. He said, "I'm telling
But
all, most men look at women sexually."
but do you qualify? Let's talk about that.
Come on, bring it, Charity.
Yeah, I mean, we all know we're adults. We know that eventually we all have needs, right? We don't have to go into that.
Okay.
Mm.
There needs to be a screening process. Like we need to make sure that this person is what I love to call dateable.
Dateable. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what that means.
So depending on what you want, you're just qualifying the person and making sure they're checking off on the things that you have on your checklist. Like, for instance, an honest person, a kind, a warm person, um, maybe a sexual person, an attractive person, whatever's on
Mhm.
your list. So if they are not meeting those requirements, then it shouldn't be a go. So you really need to be clear about what you want.
But you do know you speaking from just a woman's perspective, like you're not speaking from the side of a because you can't because you're a woman, so you speaking on one side that you're not. Dudes don't be no dudes don't think like that. Like guys do not think like that.
And that may be a problem.
How they that's you can't say that's a problem. That's how they were.
Well, no, this is for both parties. This is not just for a woman. I list some things for that I would say for myself, but I if you're just out there dating someone that don't qualify and meet your needs, Winston, you crazy as hell.
It happened every day. What you talking about? That's what
Then
happened.
it's your fault, right?
How guys don't
If
do
you're dating someone that
listen
you're not Listen,
listen.
if you're dating someone that you're not interested in, someone that's not fulfilling your needs, at the end of it all, it's your fault because you continued.
Girls and guys do that every day because in life we don't digitally analyze that much until we probably inside of the situation. You get what I'm saying? We don't digitally analyze like this check. We're not like that.
Yeah,
Well, I know girls probably do that, but
I agree with that.
yeah, most of the people that's out here, man, they fell into situations like blindly. That's the meaning of sweeping a person off their feet mean. Like it's not digital like the digital scanning until they're in it. Then they realize the qualifications. They don't like this girl or she do this, her house and she don't know how to clean well and this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Dudes
Right.
probably more nastier than girls anyway. Like it's like even if a dude you say a dude when he get older he changes like nah no a lot of times no he don't all the way through with it. Like he most likely go all the way through, and something unless something crazy happen, like something medical happen in his life. Like more than likely, dudes go all the way through the same way. It's not like that. Like it's not like that out here. It's not like that in the world. And I respect your
At the end of the day, we have to be more accountable. And I believe that that was the purpose of even having these platforms, having these conversations about relationships, because we do know that people just do anything, and then they're either saying the women are saying he ain't shit,
right.
and that's not the case. That's a little harsh, right? He never told you that he was going to do those things. You assume. So each party has to play their part. It's all I'm saying. Now, I know it's not going that way, but we're talking to the people that want change, and we're talking to the people that want to do better. These are the
Right.
things that you need to do in order to do better, right?
And I got you. It's a class, right? It's a class, but with a man usually learn from trial and error. Like he learns how to deal with different women, how he learns through child. And it'd be plenty of women. Like he'll run through plenty of women to learn. All right, most women don't like it like this side of the creek. This side. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how a guy learn. Like he don't learn. He's not gonna sit. He's not gonna learn in a class. He's not gonna learn that way. He learns through experience. Most women do too, but it wear them out. That's why girls would be like, "Yo, I can't do the sleeping around thing because they can't. They just you're not trained like that. Women are just not trained like that to keep doing it. Some of them are, but they beat themselves up early, and and somewhere down the line they become a rap. If they keep going, then they end up down the river, washed up, whatever. You feel me? This is how dudes think. Like dudes know the program, but it's at a different angle. So you got and I don't diss women's uh technicalities, like how technical she is with her thinking when she get to a certain age, because when she in the beginning, she's really a girl is really folly. She's really folly, so you could kind of catch her on certain things, but when she get to a certain age, it start to change. You know what I mean?
So my question to you is, when you date a woman that has boundaries, and if you're interested in this woman, do you hang in there for it?
Some dudes depend on probably what she have, what she look like, what she feel like. Most dudes are they're it's like it's like yeah, like some people are trained for it. Some people are trained to stay in there, to hang in there. It's just like a boxing match and all that stuff, like something that God created, and it's like a boxing match. You like, yo, I'm not gonna get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna keep fighting. You might get knocked out though, but you're gonna keep fighting until you're tired. You gotta be dumb tired, and then and then she knocks you out, and that's how that relationship just goes. Like look at all the relationships out here. There's plenty of failed ones. There's plenty of them that been the distance. People will be like, yeah, we've been with each other for 40 years and 30
Mhm.
years, stuff like that. Man, you know how much beatings they took amongst each other? They both slapping each other in the face, Mo, Larry, Curly, throwing the damn garbage bag or dumpster on their head and shit like that. But yeah, it's like it's a hard task. It's a hard thing. It's hard
And
Mhm.
business.
relationships are tough.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
huge
Anytime you
relationships are
share a
work.
space with a person, it's tough. It's
tough.
not easy. That's why so many marriages fail, because they fall in love and relationships with the sex, which
Yeah,
is not going to last. I don't care who
right.
you are. There's not enough medication to make
Nope.
it last forever. Okay.
Mm.
And so that's a reality. And John says that it's the mindset of the guy. He's not saying that it's always a go, but most men will get at it if they can, right?
They're gonna
I think that's true.
right.
And I think that women have to start taking a look at when they get at it, like, what is it all about? So if you're just in it for the game, have at it.
Right. So
But if
these
you're
Right.
looking
days,
for
so these
a real relationship, you got to do something different.
so these days, right? Women I seen, and I'm not the first to do anything. Like I'm not the first to do anything. I mean, I won't be probably the I won't be the well for me I will be, but some women are very almost in a certain sense it's weird because because it's very smart, then some are very barbaric. They got to be just as barbaric as the guys are to kind of exist out here, you know what I mean? It's very barbaric, and I don't blame them because it is, you know what I mean, it will stop my pursuance. Like they have to be real sharp. Like I think women are real sharp, especially these days. So when you see somebody who got boundaries, a woman who has boundaries, then she's kind of real sharp on her thing. Like she become real sharp. Not saying that she don't have sex, like she do it, but I just find them. It goes both ways. She goes in and out. She might not want to do it. Then she want, you know what I mean? She might do it once, twice, and then boom, she'll move. All types of stuff like a weird to guys. They'll be like, yo, that's weird. But that's how it's a sharp plane, and they can see ahead. They can see ahead of the curve, which is a dope thing. Like a lot of girls are dope. You feel me? Dope girls,
So our
like women.
topic is non-negotiable. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's all,
Ushan and John, what are some of your non-negotiables? Charity, can you help us with the non-negotiables, like what they look like? Charity,
Charity.
we
She
can't hear
talking.
you.
Your mic is
Can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
There you go.
I was saying I couldn't hear what you were saying. I was getting a little feedback.
So the question was, can you tell us what non-negotiables look like?
What do non-negotiables look like?
Yes.
What do you find ugly out here? Like
Personally,
No, just as a whole. Like if somebody comes to you and says, I don't understand what non-negotiables are, what would you tell them?
things that you don't want to ignore are your non-negotiable.
Yes.
Yeah, ignore, tolerate, all the above.
So a non-negotiable for me, again,
mm-hmm.
is I won't tolerate a man who cheats. You cheat, you go over there. You're not going to be in my head and in my bed cheating.
But Miss Annette, that's probably a lot of men, Miss. And it ain't nothing against you. It ain't nothing against how beautiful you are. Like I'm just out. It's nothing, and I'm gonna keep it a bill with you. Like I gotta keep it a bill with you.
Come
I had to
on,
bring
bring
it right because I respect your whole thing. Like I respect your whole thing. But I'm like the way it's going out here, you could be everything, right?
Yeah.
The dudes are still sneak outside. It's about disagreements. It's more mental with men. Like, and I'm not saying that I'm doing it. I would like because I don't want to come in like a cheater or a cheater protector. But I'm just seeing how guys how
a cheater protector. Charity.
cheater,
Write that one
Yeah.
down.
I heard him.
but
He
I
got
know
me nervous right now.
I know,
Because
right?
are you saying that we should expect our men to cheat on us? Like, what's happening?
I don't know. I'm not
Should that be a non-negotiable? Like, that shouldn't be a non-negotiable, you're saying?
really. Yeah, I wouldn't teach if I had a daughter. I wouldn't teach her like respect that, do that. But all right, listen, I had conversations outside. I have conversations. I didn't make them public till now, but I have come with guys, and they like Yeah, when I'm in the house, they'll have their woman in the house, and they'll be on the phone with said. I got other friends, so I talk to my other women friends,
See
and
what kind of friends we talking about?
Wait, what kind of friends are we talking about?
women friends,
Friends.
but it could go. We don't know how deep that go. You get what I'm saying? We don't know how deep that go. So they
So
like,
I'm glad you brought that up, Winston. That's just saying that you could be friends and still be sleeping with each other. So you really have to define, or the
right,
two people have to define what's going on, because it doesn't mean we're going to escalate into a romantic relationship or marriage. We
right.
could be friends and sleeping with each other. Yeah,
That's what they saying. That's what it is. But
that's what they're
it
doing.
yeah, that's what it's
So am
happening
I
now.
hearing, Winston,
Huh?
am I hearing that when men are friends with women, they're either expecting to sleep with them or they're actually sleeping with them?
Both of them. Both of them. I had
Charity, charity,
Um,
charity,
mm,
charity.
this is what he's saying. This is
yeah,
wild.
that's
That's a
that
good
So
one.
God.
Winston just came in here and killed a lot of people's hope.
But whoever listening to me, they know better. They know better. That's I'm in here to
No,
get
No,
listen.
you got to raise the bar.
yeah, but
You-
nah, we know they know from the gate what it is. Like they know what it is, and they especially a guy. Maybe some girls might not, and most women are sharper than guys. They sharper, right? You know what I mean,
Yeah, but you don't have to. You don't have to cheat. Like some people are willing to have different structures of relationships. So, one of my non-negotiables, personally, is just being honest. Let's just be
yeah,
honest. Let's get to what you want, what I want, and let's see if we can work that out.
right.
Maybe we
That's
can work it out. You going around the corner. Maybe I want to go, do pull a Stella move and come back. I don't know. But like I
uh,
do think that that is a conversation that people need to have, so we don't have these broken homes, these broken families, you know?
I don't know. Stuff play out quick. Dudes just be on their thing.
Wait,
Dudes
wait, wait.
be on,
Hold up.
huh?
Stuff plays out quick. What kind of
Yeah.
stuff?
Uh, the
Come
sex,
on.
the sex, the sex do, the sex do. Sometimes going out and all that to keep it, sometimes, not all the time, but I definitely that plays out. The conversations, you got to be in it to win it, to be into that ring with the person, to go a distance with that person. You got to be in it to win it. It's not a half stepping. It's not a
Yeah,
it's
but
not
does that mean that you're sleeping with someone else? That's the thing. Folks is in it to win it. They
more.
want a relationship, but if you're saying that, hey, you should expect a man sleeping with on you, then you can't be into win it. If you sleeping with somebody else and that's not something we agreed on.
Look, I'm putting a microchip in you, so could you would publicly be ready for, like, look, it's that, you get what I'm saying? I'd put a microchip in a girl for her to be ready for, if it's that, it's that.
Yeah, that's the challenge. I totally agree.
You know what I mean? Because I don't, if you put a barrier on your mind, like he or she's not doing it, that's when they doing it. You feel me? That's when they doing it. That's when you probably become distraught. A lot of people don't trust other mates, women or men. I don't trust you, this, that, and the third. You don't know how they were from their past life in the house, not just a boyfriend, girlfriend relationship. A lot of
Hmm.
relationships in the house, like parents, brothers, siblings, this, that, and the third. It comes from a distance. It don't come from just one dude going outside and doing him on his girlfriend. It don't just come from that. It's coming
So
from.
John Day says,
Mhm.
no. If you're used to women, you can be friends with women. You can be friends with women if let's separate this, Charity, if you will. If a man is single and he chooses to be friends with women, that's his prerogative, right?
I would
But
think so. Yeah.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Winston, what do you think?
If a man is single and he chooses to be friends with a woman, is probably is probably it's a 50. It's an in and out. It's an in and out. It's an in and out terminal of an answer, right? It's in and out because if he's single, he can sleep with who he want to sleep with. If he you know what I mean, if he's in a relationship,
You could do
it goes.
that regardless. We adults
I,
up in here.
Yeah,
not if you have a partner and you got love for your partner, it don't go like that. It
That's
don't
what
go.
would
well, if
stop
you have
you
love for
from.
your
Yeah.
partner
You can
has to accept your friend. If
right,
your partner doesn't accept your friend, there
right.
ain't no friendship.
But
If you're going to stay in it, I think you said that, Charity. If you're going to stay
sometimes
in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
right, I could talk. Go. Sometimes it goes into other things like that friend over there may be a corner piece to make him some certain type of money or position at a job, so it becomes a friend. It's not necessarily that it's a friend, but it becomes a friend. So a guy being in a different position that a guy usually is in. Girls are in a whole bunch of different other positions. Feel me? Guys in different positions because we do not have certain things in life, especially black dudes. And I ain't trying to bring in the black card and all that other stuff.
That's
I
okay.
would,
It's
I could
fine.
come along with it, but I'm not gonna do it. So I'm gonna just say, men in general are in certain positions. So if he do have somebody that works at the damn airport, you feel me, and could give him buddy passes or something like that. It might be a girl, you know what I mean, and he might need that to get to back and forth to wherever he's trying to get back. It ain't even
But
sexual.
how is
Sometimes
that an issue if he's single?
if he's
It's
single,
not.
it's
Right.
not a single. I said it could go in and out. If he has a relationship, because he got to think of whoever he running with, whoever he's with in the relationship, so he won't make her look like a damn idiot in the street.
Well,
You know what I'm
hell, we
saying?
know that, but I think Miss Lynette said he's single. Wasn't that the
Yeah,
scenario? That the
Yes.
yeah.
guy is single, so we don't need to go into if he in a relationship. Let's not confuse the two. If he's single, he could do whatever he want to do. He
Don't
or
Absolutely.
don't
she.
but don't that lead to if he get with somebody, he has an old friend or something, and she might not like that fact of old friendship, like some old shit. Don't you think so? Don't you think it lead to that if he get a woman?
So what should he be doing? Sitting around? Now I'm gonna keep this clean.
What
What
you
like
think?
No. Come on,
What you
bring it.
yeah, talk
what?
straight.
Come
Think
on,
Yo, Miss
Charity.
Lynette, get him because he turning his head like this. So now I want to go this way.
I'm not doing that on purpose. I can sit like that.
All
I can
right,
sit.
here we go. Let's sit up straight because
Mm.
it's getting heated.
Yeah, we
Go
can
ahead,
start.
heat it up.
I mean, I think that if you find someone and you're into that person, then you make that decision like, okay, listen, I like this person. I'm letting these people go. They're
So
not the one. That's what would happen.
you let them do
So
them though. The man, right?
now we're
It's
talking
different
about someone, we're talking about people who
who are single.
I don't even know a a certain caliber of people, I guess we should say, because
Yeah.
what you sound like you're talking about is someone that just I don't know where they at. They like lost. They have no
Nah,
goals or direction.
they're not lost. They're not lost.
They not.
They are they may be on their way to you. You get what I'm saying? They
Who
may
the
be on
hell if they are?
If you're
Don't
on
come
your
over
way to
here.
me, when a
uh,
man loves a woman,
right,
when he wants that woman, let me
right.
tell you something. He's willing to climb hills and go in valleys.
And you're
When
right.
he's not there, he ain't here.
And you're right. But an experienced man also is not gonna get beat up by a woman either. He's not gonna get beat up if you like doing some little dainty shit and all that, and it's too much for him. He gonna leave because he's been around so many. He's experienced enough to be like, yo, I get somebody else. Won't he's experienced just like a girl.
Yeah, now we're not talking about beating up on nobody, Winston. We're not talking about a nagging woman. We're not talking about none of that.
None
When
of
I
it.
say
You-
like in the essence of things, like not in the physical beating. I'm telling you
no,
that
right.
if a guy is experienced, right, and she's real dainty, he might like her or whatever, and he finds little things, yo, it'll turn him off and he'll bounce. If he's experienced, maybe if he's not experienced, he will keep like chasing off some damsel shit. And I'm talking y'all straight on some
A
damsel.
real man will teach his woman. If she's
Well,
not
that's
there, a
we
real man will groom her and teach her.
Yeah,
right.
all
We
right,
can't speak for everyone. That might be refreshing to someone.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, to groom her and teach her, all right, to groom her and teach her, she got to first be willing to be led. She got to be led in order to be groomed and taught. She got to want to be led. So the girl have to
Okay.
find in whatever, you know what I mean? She have to find interest in dude like, yo, I got a little interest, even if it's a little interest, because girls are real weird. Like it'll be a little interest, like I got a little, let me see. And then that's how he ends up teaching her, like, all right, you do it like this, and then you do that. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. But it goes one and the same. Like a girl teaches the guy herself in return. And that's sometimes that's the beautiful part of the creation. You know what I'm saying? That's the beautiful part of the creation. I mean,
Hmm.
sometimes be willing to learn each other, like they be willing. So that's funky. But I ain't trying to go against everything you guys saying. Like I'm
No,
just
I don't feel that way. I have a client that is dating someone younger. Okay.
right,
He's
right,
ready to wait. He's willing to deal with her inexperience because he wants to have a family with her. He thinks
right,
she's very educated and he loves those things about her. So I just really think that these things depend on the individual.
right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe he's good because that may be what he you know what I mean, that may be what he want, right? That may
Hmm.
be what he, and he's younger and all that other stuff, like, and it's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. Like,
Right.
you know what I
Because
mean?
those were my questions. Like, are you willing to put up with this? And he's like, yeah, I'm willing to
Right.
hang in there with it for some time until she gets it right because he wants to have that family. So,
He wants her.
That's kind of cool. I think
He
that's cool.
wants her. That's right.
right,
Yeah. But she gotta want him. She gotta want him. You know what I mean?
right,
You don't it's different. Like when you have it's just like a pool game. Like a lot of women should know that in certain instances they have the right angles to, you know what I mean? You got the right angles to to manifest certain things. Dudes that if they don't have a mindset on them, they have to have a mind on them in order to do certain things. Like everybody has to have a mind on them, but a dude have to be to realize that you a lion out here. You can't, there's certain people who don't know that they are lions and they just do anything and they settle for certain things. You know what I mean? When you're a baby cub lions most likely can't beat the smallest animal in the jungle until they realize, like, yo, I'm a lion. I'm gonna tear your head off. You feel me? Like stuff like that. So it's the
So,
realization.
Winston, what are
Uh huh.
some of your non-negotiables?
Personally, you saying?
Yes.
All right. For me, I don't know. It ain't like I don't have any too many. too
Mm.
many. I don't have too many non-negotiables until they come into my face. If it's in my face and I'm feeling and it put me in a defense, then I understand that it's non-negotiable because I'm taught different. Taught to ride with certain waves. Certain waves are just my wave. Not saying I jump with everything, like I wouldn't do that, but it's not a lot of non-negotiable things until I see it in my face. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you an example. I have a homeboy that he took me somewhere last night, and he said his wife took his car and gave her car to her daughter, so he's home with no car. He said when I see her when she get back here, I'm gonna tell her don't do that again. You get what I'm saying? Like it's and it was right. He didn't argue with her fight. He told her not to do that again, but it was like a play out. It's a small thing, a small play out. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But it's inside. They play inside, play out, little moves and stuff like that. Little stuff like that. You have to see it. You have to see it and address it as soon as you see it. Because who comes in your face, you don't know who's your blessing. Like sometimes some people are your blessing. I mean, not saying that you would want to sleep with everybody, but some people are your blessing, so you really can't deny a person. I'm just speaking on a person to person level. I speak to people. I speak to different people. Not saying that I want to get with them. I mean, not saying I want to get with them. I mean, so I don't see like, well, I don't want this. I don't want that because I'm not a girl. So you know what I mean? I'm not a girl. So I can't make that.
But do you have any general ones? Like, I agree with you. Like, some of the non-negotiables are things that you experience. You don't think to
Right.
mention them until the person is sitting in front of you and sloping oatmeal down their throat, making a whole bunch of sounds, like making us look like fools. So that would become a non-negotiable. But if you ask me, I wouldn't say, "Oh, that's a non-negotiable for me." But
Yeah, right. That's right. Like that. Yeah, you're right. I do have all of those, but maybe at the moment I'm not. I'm. We're just in the talk. We're in the talking. We talking right now, so I'm just like really
mhm,
amped from being in here. You feel me? So I can't
yeah,
tell you like, well, if her shoes dirty, I don't like her, or if her feet too big, you know what I mean? I can't tell you that. Like I can't right now because I'm not feeling like that at the moment. But it's a
right,
whole
right. I used to have friends that was like, if he got Route 66 jeans on, that's a non-negotiable.
If your fingernails are dirty, that's a non-negotiable.
There you go.
yeah, you know.
If you
So
funky,
yeah,
that's a
Non-negotiable.
non-negotiable.
unclean. Get him out of
If
here.
your breath smells,
There you
Right,
go.
right.
non-negotiable.
Oh man, yeah,
If
all
you
that.
can't pick up the tab, that's a
Right.
non-negotiable.
Simple, like something simple.
Right.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
y'all. I want to thank you for being here with me tonight. We're going to have to come back on and do this again and include more folks because non-negotiables are important.
It is. You're right.
John Day says one of his non-negotiables is disrespect.
Yes,
I'm with that.
yeah. Yes. That's definitely one for me. That's definitely one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I think anybody
Absolutely.
too. I think
That's
just
a good
anybody.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely a good one. I should have thought of that. I'm like,
That's
yo,
one
God,
all across the board. Should be for everyone. Yeah.
So Dates
that's
Galore is our co-host tonight and has
right.
brought some really interesting ideas to this. One of the things
Yay.
that Dates
Yeah,
Galore does with charity is they create dates for you. They
Yes.
walk you through situations that are sometimes uncomfortable and they help you pair with people that are like-minded. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. Say it again for the people in the back. That's like-minded. That's checking off of your checklist. That's matching your needs and your wants. So, what else could you ask for? Let me know. If there's something else that's not being covered, I want to know about it because I need to cover that. Anything that has to do with dating.
So we're going to come back again with both of you and two others to
Yeah.
continue this conversation. And,
Right.
and we're going to continue it. So, John Day, we want you on live with us, and Rushan, we want you on as well. You can join us live and have the conversation. It's not about agreement, it's about discussion. Dating
Yes.
is a big deal.
Major.
Date galores can help you get where you need to be.
Yep. And can I give my shout outs? I have
Yes.
a group on Facebook and it's called Dates Galore. In the group, we like to this is a humorous group. We like to discuss relationship topics and just have fun. It's a laid back situation. You can follow Dates Galore on YouTube under Dates Galore. And that's about the only two things. You can follow me also on Instagram under Sweet Charity 425. I have some workshops coming up that I definitely would like to come back and talk about.
Yes.
So some more things coming. Also working on opening platforms in the metaverse. So the metaverse is the next, it's the main focus for Day Schooler right now.
Okay.
It's going to be a new way of dating, uncharted territory, but quickly to take over our lives like dating apps. So got some exciting things coming in the future, and I hope to see you guys.
I am so happy to have both of you here. Winston has his own show as well.
Yeah.
Winston Dramatic Mills. Check him out. It's politics, it's social, it's music, it's everything that you're talking about. And
Yes.
and dating is a big deal for all of us who are not married. And so
Right.
you're going to have to come back and join us again as we continue this conversation with two other participants so that we can talk about non-negotiables. We can talk about why dating is so crazy. We can talk about what charity offers for those of us, self-included, who are single, and for Winston to take back to his podcast. I'm not
Yes.
taking tea for coffee.
Winston, I want to come on your podcast.
All right.
Yes.
Whenever you should have been on the podcast.
Well, let me make it happen, Captain.
All
Make
right.
it happen, Captain. Let's
Yeah.
get it in. So I want to thank you guys for joining us here tonight. We're on YouTube. Please hit the like, subscribe, and share button. Ring that bell, baby. You can ring our bell. Ring our bell. And this is one time that Charity from Dates Galore and Winston from Winston Dramatic Mills wants you to put all of our business in the street.
Yes.
Tell it like it is. We're doing things. Charity,
Yeah.
I want to thank you for joining me here tonight.
Thanks
from
for
Dates
having
Galore.
me.
Winston, thanks for dropping in and adding some flavor. John Day, thank you. Rushan Taylor,
on YouTube is all
thank
about
you. Thank you for
Yes.
joining us.
Thanks,
We'll be
guys.
back again. We're going to get a little bit more spicy.
Yes.
It's why we come on at 8 o'clock. If you're not prepared for it, don't join us. We're talking about sex, lies, and videotapes moving forward. Thank
What's
you.
happening? Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
What
Right.
had happened was, thank you for joining me tonight, guys. We're live on YouTube. We're on Facebook at the Black Girls Locker Room, which is where we broadcast from, as you can see. And we're digging the vibe
Yeah.
from Dates Galore. We'll see you again soon.
Later.
Charity, you want to leave them with something?
Oh no, just follow all the platforms that I shared, and I'll see you the next time I'm on.
Winston, what do you want to leave
Yeah.
them with besides the fact that all men cheat?
Oh my gosh.
Not all men cheat, but you do have to make room in your mind for it. But not all men cheat. You guys can tune into the Winston Dramatic Show every Sunday night, 8 p.m. We always have a new guest. I'm just in here. Please, fellas, don't get mad at me if I'm telling and I know they
all up.
just keep it a buck. We keep it all the way a buck. So, I mean, I'm not
And
trying
we
to
want
hurt.
to keep it real. We want to keep
Yes.
it real. We want to talk about the things that are real. We don't want to sugarcoat it.
Yep.
So
Right.
thank you both.
Don't want to mislead too many people. We're just gonna keep it, some people
Definitely.
comfortable.
Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Annette, here at Word on the Curb. These are things that we're talking about. This is what we're talking about out here on the curb, in the streets, people, places, and things, and dating. Charity, I'm looking forward to being with you again. You guys have a great evening,
Same.
and thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.